make it all undone.
Well, good evening, folks.
Good evening.
You're Ilana,
And you look like you're Sean today.
and together we are
The
Downunder
Downunder
Cruisers.
Cruisers.
Welcome aboard, folks. Nice to have you on board. Now,
Hello.
before we get started, I've got to go into the top of the stream and just welcome more people on board. So first in the chat was Timbo Biggins. Welcome aboard, Timbo.
Hello,
Whereabouts
Timbo
are you?
Biggins.
You're first in our first time on our live stream, so welcome aboard. Where are you based? Let us know. Where are you from?
Please.
Next we've got
Hey,
Heather from
Heather.
Us and More.
good early morning to you.
G'day. And then this strange nefarious character. I don't know who that is.
No idea who that is.
No
Don't
idea.
want to know her either.
Anyway, no, too much trouble. And then we've got this other dude. I mean,
This dude.
this dude. I wonder whether or not the microwave is still working for him. I don't know.
Well, last time we saw he was putting the toaster while having a bath. That's
Yeah.
a bit of a worry.
Yeah, maybe. Well, you know, all good in that respect, I suppose. Have a look who's fronted up. Next on the list is Najuma Brown. Welcome, Najuma.
Najuma. We can always rely on Najuma coming in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you, Najuma. Dave is saying no bags on heads. Lockdown nearly over. Well, mate, we're counting down the seconds. It's supposed to be out midnight tonight. So,
4 hours.
4 hours.
Actually, the road's been quite busy outside. I reckon people are just sort of jailbreaking at the moment.
Yeah, well.
I think they've just had enough.
Yeah, well, Dave, as you know, Chairman Dan does not want to come anywhere close to anybody these days. I think he's running a bit scared. People are getting really frayed with these lockdown time frames.
Oh, I just hope that if there's going to be one case overnight, that we're not going to go into lockdown again for one.
Timbo says he's from Amarillo, Texas. Welcome aboard.
Oh, gosh,
It's nice to have you.
I want to burst into song. Is this the way to Amarillo?
Okay.
Am I showing my age? I think I'm.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
The song's good. It's
Sorry.
it's just the violin playing. Is Najuma on Facebook? No, Najuma is in YouTube. In YouTube land. David is saying, being on TV that long, he's due for a gold logo. Yeah, you're right.
Dan, yes.
Yeah, you're right.
For those who don't know, the Logies are our annual television awards. So the Gold Logie is the pinnacle. It's a dreadful name. TV personality of the year. So we're talking about our premier because he has been having press conferences every day.
Yes, every day.
Every day.
Every day. Najuma is saying that she does have a Facebook page. And then Heather is saying, then my chat is messed up. Yeah,
right.
okay. Well, what I see here is I don't see Najuma on a Facebook page. I actually see her in...
Coming through on YouTube?
Yep. Okay, so
yes.
Dave leads away here by saying, any comments, guys, re the Oz vaccine, re AstraZeneca, and it extending out to next year due to double dose?
I heard very little. Sorry, we've been working quite long hours. So our news, we haven't received or been paying attention to a lot of news, actually. The only news I heard on the vaccine was this evening that they were rolling them out on Monday for quarantine workers and health workers at this stage.
But you know what? If the truth be known, I mean, it's out there. The question is, would you get it?
Ooh, it's out there.
And you know what? I know for a fact that if I'm going to be doing anything, I'm definitely going to be going out there and getting the jab, because I know I do want to go on the next cruise ship that's out of here, even if it is the Spirit of Tasmania.
Well, I hope you'll be doing something.
No, absolutely. But I definitely wanted to be on a cruise ship.
Or any travel.
Yep.
Or plane would be nice.
It would be nice.
Well, we will be getting on a plane, so we probably will need to have it for an international flight.
Yep.
If we ever get there. So, Dave, what have you heard? I haven't heard anything about. Are you talking about Royal Caribbean?
Oh, you got to go back into the Facebook chat to explain, because
No, I don't know. I'm just Dave. What he's heard about any
well,
news?
Dave was saying in the Facebook chat earlier on that there was some interesting discussions going on. He predicts that he heard something today which will slam down cruising for this year.
Well,
so
he might care to elaborate on that as we go along. What's he saying about the head honcho?
Head honcho stated today that due to 12 weeks between doses, they cannot possibly have it finalised until next year. Government have revised their October deadline to first dose only.
Okay. Oh.
Well, that's an interesting one, because I know that New South Wales are looking at within the next week or two to start doing their dosing, and that's from your Premier.
Yeah, but we're starting on Monday.
Yeah, that's right. Monday goes the first dose. So, but that's Pfizer. So
okay, but
yeah,
I don't know. Do they all require double dosing?
The only one that doesn't is the Johnson and Johnson one,
which we're not.
Which we haven't got, and we're not approved for it as yet.
Yep. But the good thing is that we're manufacturing the AstraZeneca here. So
correct.
We should be fine with actually receiving doses.
Correct.
As they come off the conveyor belt.
That's it. Heather is saying that she's back now and can see all the chat.
Oh,
fantastic.
Good to hear.
Okay. Let me see. Dave is also saying that according to Astra CHO today, they cannot get vaccines completed until next year because of 12-week gaps. The New South Wales are single-dose Pfizer. I didn't think Pfizer was single-dose. I thought Pfizer was double-dose.
Okay. Don't know, really. So does that mean...
So that being goodbye the season down here cannot possibly happen. Well, I don't know. I mean, who says cruising's actually got to happen with vaccination?
I think you're going to be stretching it there. I reckon that they'll be requiring it.
P&O not requiring it at this point. They're booking cruises, and in their bookings, they're not mentioning that vaccination is required.
No, but that's only for Aussies anyway, isn't it?
Correct. So the local bubble is still going to be going.
But they'll probably require a negative test to be shown somewhere before boarding, I'm sure.
That's okay. They could do the testing.
Okay, so fine.
Yep. I mean, I don't mind testing and masks.
Yeah,
put me on a ship.
I don't know why people carry on about masks. It's not like a vacation. Well, you know what?
You know what? It's your vacation, but it's not my vacation to get sick. So sorry. Let's speak Aussie. It's your holiday. It's not our holiday to get sick. So anyway, all we know is that we're celebrating our freedom.
Hopefully not temporary.
Yeah.
Until further notice.
Yeah, that's right.
We seem to shut down at the minute that there's a couple of cases. So
Chairman Dan gets a bit of a shock to the system and then decides, okay, let's close up the whole state. Anyway, now, by the way, we got to Sunday ahead of everybody else.
Yes, we did.
But we didn't actually have a chance to wish everyone a happy Valentine's Day.
Well, we sort of did.
Well, we kind of did. We finished off wishing everybody a happy Valentine's Day with...
We did, Kath and Kim style.
We did, Kimberly. But I just want to know that those out there today who are in the stream, and we've got a nice bunch by the looks, those out there in the stream, did you guys do anything special for Valentine's Day, and how was the start of your week? For us, it was a rather interesting week because what happened was we not only did we have the shutdown, but we had a relatively busy time just completing with paperwork and also some other courses that we were able to provide.
Yeah, so we have to play catch up now, don't
Yeah, we do.
We have to work a few extra Sundays to fit in
That's it.
people who couldn't come. So,
That's it.
but that's all good. It's all good. It all helps towards our holiday funds.
So David is saying, look on the bright side. According to Big Ears, you have the best protocols in place on the planet.
Yeah, that's why he's going to now build a whole new quarantine
Facility.
compound. Yes, facility, because it's going so well.
Yeah, it's going to rule well. Ruly. Dave's also saying Valentine's Day, whereby love is supposed to be spasmodic and a surprise. No, let's all celebrate the same day. Absolutely.
No, every day should be Valentine's Day.
Yep.
As I'm concerned.
Now, Najuma is saying she didn't do anything special, spent the day with your grandkids.
Oh, that's special.
Well, yeah, of course.
That's special. Good on you.
Heather's saying that it was her friend's birthday. Yes, on Valentine's Day. She turned 21, so we went out for dinner and a drink. Was that just one drink or two?
Is 21 your drinking age then?
It is. It
Gosh.
is. David needed 2 carports for... Oh, no, sorry. David's saying that Dan the man needs 2 carports for his ears. Yep, that's true. And also, owning your own business 7 days a week. That's correct.
That's the joy. 24 hours a day almost.
That's it. David's saying to Najuma that's super special.
That's right.
It
is.
is.
Any time you spend with grandkids.
It is.
Beautiful.
It's awesome.
I hope they treated you special.
Yeah, that's right.
Najuma?
Yeah, that's right. And by the way, Najuma, we believe you're joining us on our cruise, the group cruise, in October 2022, and maybe bringing the grandkids along. Dare I say it? Timbo is saying, I took the wife to Kabuki Japanese Steakhouse. I bloated a short. They had a large boat and a simulated rainstorm inside. Pretty cool.
It sounds
That
cool.
sounds awesome.
We will definitely check that out. I like the sound of that. A Japanese steakhouse.
Yep. Dave is saying that drinking age in Oz is about 10 years old. Are you a late starter, Dave?
And driving.
That's better. I'm asking, are you a late starter? I don't know about you, but some kids I know start drinking at 3.
God, I don't know. Who do you know? Who do you hang out with?
The same people that I hang out with during the day, teaching first aid to.
Yourself.
I don't teach myself first aid.
So did you start drinking at 3 yourself?
No, when I was I started drinking at 8 days old when I got the
Oh, okay. Yes. Okay. Snip, snip.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. We won't talk about that. I couldn't walk for a whole year. It was so painful.
Good one.
Yeah. Okay. Dave is saying large boat. Need to go to that restaurant. Sure do.
That's probably the closest boat that some of you would get to for a while.
Yeah, that's right. Heather's having a good old giggle at the comment. Dave couldn't drink at 3. The beer used to froth in my baby's bottle. Yep. But listen, you're not supposed to shake it up. Just let it pour nicely in the glass.
Well, at least I'm glad it was in your baby's bottle. I'm glad that you weren't talking about being breastfed. Then that would be a worry.
That gives a new meaning to having beer on tap, right?
Left tap and right tap.
Sorry. Whoops. Let's stay clean. It is a family show after all. Heather's saying you need a bottle at 3. Well, if you saw what beer looked like in a stubby, then you'd understand the bottle. Okay, let's get off that. So Today's celebration, we're getting unlocked. We're allowed to go further than 5 kilometres. However, we're only allowed 5 people in the house at any one time.
Yes, we're allowed 6 kilometres.
Yeah, 6.
No. That's all the restrictions have basically been lifted. We are as we were 5 days ago, at least. That's good. Oh, apart from the number of people.
The number of people.
Okay, but that's only till next Friday.
Yep.
When those in quarantine from overseas have spent their 14 days.
So Dave is saying to Heather, yes, you couldn't hold a beer glass. And Heather is just saying, just put a nipple on the beer bottle.
Gosh, yeah.
Well,
why would you want to? That's a good idea.
What? Just put a nipple on it?
Why transfer it from a beer can or bottle into a baby's bottle? Eliminate the middleman.
Come on, you need a good suck every now and then.
Oh, as Heather said, you'd have to put a teat on.
I think we'll change the subject.
Meanwhile, I'll just have a drink.
Meanwhile, back at the ranch. Yeah. Okay, so we've got David saying, you guys seriously have to be allowed to get up and run. Hang on. You guys seriously have to be allowed to get up, and running the blight in your economy is debilitating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I think we're all a little bit sick of it right now.
Yeah. Heather's saying, saves having to wash a baby's bottle.
That's my point.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed.
Only a woman would think of that.
Yes. Because they're the ones who usually have to wash them.
Dave's saying, how does it affect what you guys do? Well, from our business point of view, it means that, okay, so what he shut down on Friday was all schools were shut down. And so one of my clients is a school. So I was doing first aid training for
a week.
The whole week for year 11s and 12s. So basically I lost 3 days worth of work.
Monday, Tuesday,
Wednesday, and tomorrow it's back as normal. But having said that, 3 days worth of work is a bucket load of money. So,
well, we did manage. We managed to have a couple of people who we squeezed in, who were allowed to come and have do courses as essential workers. So,
well, the good news was. The good news was yesterday was instead of it being a double run, it was a single show. So I had people in the evening, which was good. And then today I had some impromptus come on in, so that was good. So business is going along. It's just
we have to do things a little bit differently.
Things got to be different.
We have to minimize the number of people in the room, and because of social distancing and space, etc. So it just cuts down on the number of people we can have.
So anybody been on the Spirit of Tasmania recently? Hang on, we've only got a couple of Aussies in the chat tonight. When was the last time you were on the Spirit of Tasmania, Dave? For those that don't know, it's the ferry that runs between Melbourne and Launceston or Hobart? Devonport. Devonport. Now, Devonport is in Tasmania, which is Australia's lowest state. So it's the one that's closest to the Antarctic. So the Spirit of Tasmania runs from our port in Melbourne through to any of the two ports in Tasmania, and it does a daily service twice a day. David is saying, my business has converted to a lot of desktop Australia-wide. My workflow has likely almost doubled since COVID. That's awesome.
That's great.
Yeah. What do you do, Dave? Besides
if you would like to say.
Yep. Dave's saying that we looked at Spirit of Tasmania as poison. Yep.
Oh,
Okay. Well, you know what? It's the only thing cruising right now. Oh, except for
yeah.
those cruise ships that are. What was that cruise line that's up?
Oh, the Coral Expedition
Coral Expedition. That's right.
up north.
Yeah. That's for anybody who's
You can
any
afford it, basically.
well, anybody can
You can
afford
afford
it.
it.
Number one, and number two, it's for less than 100 passengers.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nope.
A nice boutique experience.
Yep. Yep. So, what news have you got?
Like, well, we can't complain about the weather when we look at what's going on in the States with their
Oh, no.
snowstorms and blizzards and being snowed under. It's apparently in Europe too. The weather's been dreadful.
Well, that's a matter of opinion as to being dreadful. I mean, we need
No,
the
it's
snow
been
in order to drink it.
Right,
Well,
we
we
do.
need water.
Okay. Unfortunately, it's summer for us.
David is an
Oh.
insurance investigator for insurance companies and solicitors. Have operated for 30 years. I better be careful. You never know. You might want to investigate me. Come and do it on the cruise, Dave. Timbo Biggins, I wanted to stay up and say hi. I love your all's channel. It's 3:22 a.m. here. Headed to bed. Timbo, thank you so much for joining us. I'm glad you like our channel.
Thank you.
We do a live stream on a Friday evening at 10 p.m. Eastern time in your side of the pond. So come and join us. Thank you for staying in, and have a very nice night's sleep.
Nice to see you.
Yep. Dave is saying, don't let Dan near you. Cough, Sean. Another lockdown coming. Yeah, no, it's.
Yeah, I'm a bit worried.
I do this. This is just it's a normal cough for me.
Yeah, he's got a habit of coughing. It's like, whoa.
You know, the best way to actually clear the aisles at the supermarket is just start coughing and say COVID. No, I can't say that. Heather saying, yeah, and it's slightly chilly here.
Really?
Yeah, right. Okay. Florida. Dave is saying goodnight to Timbo. Dave's also saying freezing in USA and UK. So much for global warming. Yep, I'm with you on that one.
Yeah, that's an interesting one, isn't it?
Yeah. Dan doesn't equate to Dan. Yeah, that's right. That's true. Heather saying it's 17 right now, only getting to 28 today. Is that Fahrenheit or C? Timbo is saying goodnight to Dave, and thank you for joining us, Timbo. Yep. So I bet you. No, it's not. Dave saying, geez, so me scratching my groin in supermarket aisles is then old school for clearing. Yeah, it's the way you scratch them, mate. Sorry, before we go there, Heather's saying it's C, so that's going to be a nice, pleasant day. Ilana saying good night and thanks for joining us tonight, Timbo. Yeah, it's the way you do the scratch, mate.
Scratching a bit of a.
It's the scratch and the cough. You know.
Is that like what happens when you have a prostate exam?
Ooh, no, your voice goes up when you have that.
Isn't it a cough and a bit of a whoop?
Yeah, it's more the woo bit. How did that get there? Who shoved that up? Who shoved that where? Dave is saying, so dry pasta is out of the question.
Depends what aisle you're in at the time.
Oh, my goodness me, Dave. You're dangerous. What's your microwave going to say? Next, you'll be telling me you're going to be using the iron to flatten the pasta. Okay, shut up, Sean.
To flatten the pasta. Okay. Yes, it's a good idea.
If I shut up, we'll have nobody in our stream.
Okay.
Goodness me.
If it's a full hand scratch, then it helps clear the aisle. A couple of because might not get the job done.
Oh,
You got to go all the way.
been there, done that. I like that. And Tumba saying good night to you as well.
Good night.
Actually, it's interesting you say good night. It's like what, 3 a.m. for them, 4 a.m. We're heading into evening time for us.
That's good night. It's good night.
Good night all the way around.
It's 8:30 p.m. So you'd say good night, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I would.
Or would you say
Good
evening,
evening, friends.
Okay.
Yeah. So, no Bill. Interesting. He'll be in shortly.
Well, they're away, remember?
Oh, that's right. They are.
So he's not working.
Yeah. I wanted to have
a holiday.
I wanted to have a chat to Bill because I tried to do some responses on their live stream, wouldn't let me in. Heather saying it's 4:30 a.m. there. Dave is saying, how many hours does it take you guys to edit each week? Well, for me to edit a whole week takes a week to edit if I'm editing a short or whatever, it will take me about 3 or 4 hours. If I'm editing a live stream, well, it is live, so it is what it is.
Yeah, we did a couple of shorts just the other day, and all up because we did the 2.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, you do the editing, I don't, but you're the techie person. Yeah, it took a good few hours, didn't it?
Yep.
Just to do 2 shorts. Yeah.
Dave is saying that Bill's truck's been stolen.
He's probably gone looking for it.
It's probably gone looking for your microwave. Mr. Sheen. Well, maybe they're looking for the bagon, so they can bag on the tow bar on the truck.
Okay. No flies on us.
No flies on us. No way, no. Yes, well, it is what it is. So, first cruise out. The CDC are talking about doing some cruising. They still haven't quite come up with some good suggestions for the test dates and so forth. So that's going to be very interesting. Dave is saying, I seriously wonder how some of the YouTubers spend so much time on their holidays filming. They must chew into their holidays. You know what, Dave? I think, yes, enjoy the holidays. You pick a couple of times, like an hour or 2 here or there. You take some video. You might just do a video or 2 of what you're reading or where you're going, and just spend the rest of the time enjoying. That's what I reckon. What about you?
Yeah, but if you're holidaying and you are a YouTuber who's very big on, putting content out, then you need to devote. You do need to find some time to.
That's true.
To get your videos up and running.
That's true.
But I suppose you would have it down to a fine art after a while. Because we've been watching, was it Cara and Nate? They spend a fair bit of time in the evening.
Yeah, they do.
Sort of when they get back to their accommodations. Working on their content and putting it all together.
Yes, one of the cruise lines did extend to the end of May this year. Not sure which one it was. I think it might have been Royal Caribbean or one of the others. Not sure. Dave's also saying, I only video so I can refresh what the alcohol diminished. Yeah, that's about right. The only problem is that when you actually video, you're getting blurred vision. So I'm not sure whether I'm actually getting it in 3D.
Or in or in stereo.
Stereo.
Whoa, hang on. Is there a word for 3? Seeing 3 people?
Mate, you're drunk. I can see three of you. Let me just clarify that. I think you're under the affluence of alcohol.
Yes.
Your fist is apart. Yeah, talking about alcohol, what have you been sipping on there?
Oh, my little concoction.
Mm.
What were you sipping on?
I don't know, but what I'm looking at there is a kangaroo on a bicycle.
There you go. It's an example of. Am I really seeing that?
Yeah, okay. Dave's also saying, I remember about 10 years ago, you could check YouTube and get footage of ships. It seems everyone has turned the camera around. Yes.
That actually is true.
It is.
Everyone doing selfies with whatever in the background and not actually focusing on the actual scenery.
But the problem that we're having, and I don't know if you agree with me, Dave, is that, and that's my son ringing. He can wait. The thing about turning around the camera and all the issues of this. What am I trying to say? Is taking a photo of somebody inadvertently without their permission. I mean, we have this argument quite regularly, or should I say discussion quite regularly about
what?
Taking a photo. Oh, but do you have their permission? Well, it's in an open forum and somebody else took the picture. Yeah, but do you have their permission? Well, hey, it is what it is.
I'm asking in terms of what happens with the photo or the footage.
Well, we know where the photo goes.
We do. Anyway.
Political correctness. That was the word I was looking for. Dave is saying that there must be Skippy in the background. It is Skippy.
Skippy's absconding with something.
Yeah. Skippy, quick, run down to the helicopter and pick up the
vaccines.
Heather loves the ringtone.
Yeah, I do too.
Makes me giggle every time my son calls.
Even when the phone's on silent, that's got a special ignore the silent.
That's right. John is saying
hello, John.
Got busy at work, 4:31 a.m. How are you this morning? John, 2034, doing very well, thank you, mate. Glad you could be on board. Stay in the chat. Have a listen. You never know. We might be able to enlighten you with some information.
David, I hear you there. The word, I don't even understand what that word means. Like,
I was more so referring to that of many now being influencers. I hate that word, by the way, but everyone's a star. Yes,
yeah.
well.
I don't even know what that meant. An influencer. Who yeah. It's ridiculous.
Well, if they've got like 20 people on their friends list, they're an influencer. John saying good morning to Heather. And David is also saying good day to John. So we're all a happy crew here. Yes. So these lovely influencers are creating some very nice discussions in terms of what they're putting on and so forth. So it's becoming interesting. And there's been a few highlights this week. I mean, J&N Travels had a bit of a positive this week with a good few numbers on board. So, yeah.
Are you up to your neck in snow there, John, where you are?
Dave, you definitely are. You will be a major influencer. Okay. Is it influencer or affluencer? I'm not sure. But you're a major something. I think I'll behave. Heather saying, David, the one that's yours can't count. John is asking us, why is that giant mouse wearing a helmet? That giant mouse is a kangaroo. We've just discovered that his name is Skippy, and Skippy's been asked to race to the helicopter to go and fetch the vaccines that are there.
Before the truck goes
Before
the
the-
Montague Street Bridge.
Yeah. Okay, so there's a bridge in Melbourne called Montague. It's in a street called Montague Street. The bridge is actually quite low. The number of trucks that do not actually read the height signs and actually go ploughing into it is huge. And we've had buses do the same thing, plough into it because they're much taller than the bridge.
So they installed well before the bridge is long, hanging dingle dongles to warn trucks that if
Touch
those
the
dingle
dingle
dongles, you touch the top of your truck, do not proceed any further, and they still go under.
Everybody
So there's a joke going around that knowing the luck in Victoria, the truck delivering the vaccines is going to get stuck
underneath
under the bridge.
Yep. Dave is saying to Heather, will always be one. I have a mirror. That's awesome. Can you stop talking about your lovely wife like that? She's not a mirror of you. John is asking us, the West Coast got nailed. We got very little snow this week, but a lot more than Heather did. Yes. Well, Heather can't even spell the word snow. She thinks there's a K in there. Okay. Blank looks.
Wow, can you imagine if there was snow? Heather would be dressed like an absolute Eskimo.
She would. David is saying dingle dongles.
That's what I call them. They look like
Yep.
things that dangle.
Really?
Dangle very low
Ooh.
and flutter in the breeze.
Oh, you weren't referring to me.
Oh, gosh.
I talk to the trees. That's why they put me away. Okay. Heather, laughing out loud, I know how to spell
Snow.
snow. Thank you very much. Yeah,
Oh, good.
good on
They're
you.
all silent. Lots of silent letters in there.
Yeah, there wasn't the silent P. Sounds like a cold night at the Mardi Gras.
Oh.
Yeah. Interesting. I don't know much about the Mardi Gras. What?
The one in the New Orleans.
Yeah, the New Orleans one.
It's nothing. I don't think it's quite the Sydney Mardi Gras. Our Mardi Gras is slightly different.
Yeah,
I think.
Just a
I
touch.
don't think it's
No, it's just a touch different.
quite. Yeah.
And Heather says, and I lived where there was snow. I just didn't go outside.
I wouldn't be going outside either. No.
Oh, well, it is what it is. It's the snow. So, John, how much work have you got to do? Have you got a full night's work, or are you going to be heading out a little bit on the early side? Dave is saying there is one in Sydney, different type of float.
Yes.
Yes,
Very different.
absolutely.
Pink and sparkly. That's coming up soon, I think.
It is. I wonder if they're going to make, if they're going to have the COVID rules on that one. So a virtual Mardi Gras.
Well, they can have or they have to wear masks. Oh, but some of them already do.
Yeah, well, they do. Come on.
Very interesting masks.
Yeah.
Leather ones with zips, etc.
Yeah. David is saying a friend in Ohio spoke with me today at minus 14C. Jeez.
Ew.
Well, Nate.
It's a bit
Nate.
cold.
Not Nate. Was it Nate? Wasn't Nate. I forget who I was talking to last night, was saying that that their temperature was down to minus 28. And another place was minus 37.
What?
Yeah. I mean, that's freezing. That's grass monkey stuff.
Well, we saw that horrible crash in Texas.
Yeah.
With the truck that barreled into the back of a car and so on a highway. That was awful.
So John is saying he gets out in about 3 hours, so it's 7.
Okay.
So that'll be awesome. When you drive home, John, do you drive against the traffic or do you drive with the traffic?
And do you go under a dingle dangle?
His dingle dangle didn't even dingle. Yeah.
They might freeze off, break off.
Yeah. Gives a new meaning to the freezing of the balls of a brass monkey.
Yes, it does. Was
Heather,
on a ship that we heard the story of that? Like where
yes.
that expression comes from?
Yes, it was on the ship.
It was the wonderful, Captain Kent, wasn't it? William Kent was it the Sun Princess?
It was the
with
Sun.
His midday pills of wisdom.
That's correct.
It was such pills of wisdom that I can't even remember the story.
It's apparently the battleships of old used to have the cannonballs on a line which they called the brass monkey, because it was made from brass, and then it would get so cold that the balls would actually expand and fall off it.
Right. That does sound vaguely familiar.
Yeah, I think that's what he said.
Okay.
Anyway, I'm thinking I'm going to get some people into a certain mood today.
Oh.
And I want to get them into the mood of
the Caribbean, possibly?
Yep.
Exciting. I can't wait for that.
Yep. We're going to have an absolute ball.
Wonderful.
Oh, dear. I hit the button.
Oh,
I did funny
freaking
things.
out again.
Yeah, it's freaking out along with everybody else.
Brilliant.
So Dave is saying that explains my bruised toes. Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Okay. And then his next comment was, we're only chatting today about how much we would revisit previous trips. Haven't been on this one, but what lovely places. Dave, we'd love you to come. Just book the damn thing. Get on the plane with us. Spend the time with us. Just get on the damn thing. John is saying, I'm in the mood. Now just find me a cruise ship that will let me on her.
Got to get over that hurdle.
You know what, John? You've got to talk to your CDC, mate. We've got our own problems.
Yeah.
We've got now. I was actually looking at the Department of Health as being the department that governs maritime and cruising.
Mm-hmm.
So I was looking at the original document that the government put out, and the original document said in December that they would extend the ban for 3 months. So that took us to the end of March. So it's quite conceivable that you could find a P&O cruise, P&O Australia cruise, doing local cruising here in Australia in our bubble without the requirement I believe, of the vaccine. That's just my opinion. Don't hold me to it.
Well, they're selling those cruises.
Yep,
Cruises to
they are
nowhere.
selling
So,
them. And
comedy cruise. There's a comedy cruise.
That's right.
Comedy cruise. So there must be things
Yep, there's a few things
either
going on.
actually happening or planning to happen.
Well, Piano Australia haven't exactly cancelled anything recently, so
I don't know whether they have because I don't know.
well, there's been no notification.
Well,
I've seen
okay.
they've been just advertising.
Right. Maybe they didn't put any cruises. Maybe they didn't stop their itineraries altogether
That's a
while all
possibility.
this was going on.
Yep. David is saying we'll get there. It's a slow process, but we're getting through it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it is a slow
a
process.
bit slow, but too slow for me.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not impatient. I just want everything now, 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 now.
It's actually quite bizarre because it's pretty much coming up to a year, isn't it? Because we got off. No, it was 2 years since. Yeah, 2 years
2 years.
since. Well, it's been 2 years since we got off
The sun.
our cruise, our last cruise. Yes, that was 2018, wasn't it? Yeah,
Mhm.
but about 12 months ago it all started, didn't it? Really,
That's right.
pretty much about almost this time.
I think the season. They say the season starts. I think
Probably.
it's March, April's when they're supposed to be starting up again. But you're right. About September is the season.
Yeah.
Look who's come on board is young Bonnie.
Hello, Bonnie.
Hiya, Bonnie. Nice to see you. David is saying, what started you guys on cruising? Well, for us,
It was our honeymoon, basically. We were looking at going somewhere by plane, a resort of some sort.
yeah,
And then we just started looking around at prices, and we hadn't actually really ever talked about a cruise, strangely enough. And I, to be honest, had never been really interested in a cruise. I'm going to put that up front now. I love flying and I love I used to, I still do, but I always preferred getting to a place and spending the time there rather than having the travel pretty much almost the destination in itself. Anyway, so we were looking at cruises and we thought, oh, gee, let's do one. It sounded really attractive and looked attractive. And we, got hooked the minute we saw that beautiful ship as we approached it. We just got super excited and loved it.
and now we're hooked.
Hook, line, and sinker.
Absolutely. No, that's fishing. All right, cruising too.
Okay.
Yep.
Anchor, line, and gangway.
Dave is saying gay Bonnie.
Oh,
But then Bonnie replied with g'day.
okay. Yeah.
Dave's next question: never wanted to go spent 6 months working out how to get out of it and spend 7 days working on how to hide on the ship. Why? Look at you now. You've been traveling on all those ships. Why would you want to hide? Other than maybe in the bar.
Yeah. So you never wanted to go. Yeah, it's funny how were you hiding because you didn't want to leave?
Well, there's a nice face coming in there, Mr.
Hello.
Anthony from
Hello,
Bumarash.
Anthony.
How are you, buddy? Nice
Good
to see you on
morning to
board.
you
By the way, you did a really cute video of little man. It was nice to see him in his fantastic little uniform. He was in a police
little
uniform.
cutie, that one.
Yeah, absolutely.
So sweet. The Black Hills of South Dakota. Wow, that sounds...
Awesome.
I love the names of some of these places. They're so descriptive.
Yeah, John has made a very valid point there. You either love cruises or you hate them, but not much in between. Yeah, absolutely.
It's black or white. I don't think there's any grey area.
Again, with the colours. You know we're not allowed to use colours. I'm colorblind. Dave, I loved it. Alaska, I didn't want to get off. Yeah.
That would be amazing.
Oh,
That's a bucket list for us, isn't it?
yeah,
We would
it
love to
is.
go, except it's cold.
Oh, it is.
But would you suffer? You would suffer the
I would
cold,
suffer.
wouldn't you, for that?
If I could anorak up.
Well, you would, yes. It would be that cold.
But I was listening to Don earlier on having a go at the CDC or Canada or who, I'm not sure who. But the question was how, in order for Alaska to survive, how the hell are they going to do the cruise to Alaska without actually stopping in? I mean, well, some people thought maybe it mightn't be a bad idea if they started off in Mexico and then worked their way up. So you start off in Mexico, hit a couple of US ports and go in, well, starting at a foreign port.
Mm-hmm.
So that actually made a lot of sense to me. Bonnie is saying to David, yes, loved Alaska. I think I've done 7 Alaskan cruises.
7?
7. Oh my gosh.
And do you see different things each time, Bonnie? I'm really interested. Like when if you go to a place often enough, do you actually go to different places there and find new things to discover after 7 cruises?
David, to John, super glue my forehead to the side of the ship. I never want to leave.
Gosh.
Yep.
To tear you off.
Absolutely.
Oh.
Anthony's doing well. Just got home from work.
It's late or early in the morning?
Yeah. He does the same sort of stuff they do up in Yarram.
Ah. Oh, there'd be lots of logging. Is that right?
That's right.
Mills.
John is saying to David, just don't use Gorilla Glue.
Well, he's not a gorilla. Why would he?
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry, that came out quite facetious. I didn't mean it to be.
Yeah. But it was funny. Dave to Bonnie, that many cruises in Alaska, you're officially an Eskimo. And Anthony's having a good old giggle. So is Dave at John's comment. And John is saying we're about 2 to 3 years from doing an Alaskan cruise. Why that long? Oh, well, you're going to be on our cruise, so that's okay. That's cool. See, Dave, you got to come on the cruise and see John personally. Bonnie is saying, asking Ilana, even if the same ports, I always do different shore excursions. Have seen so much, all amazing, breathtakingly beautiful.
I can imagine.
Yeah, we can imagine. Yeah.
I just want to see whales. That is my dream.
But I wail for you.
And I want to see you do lots of whaling. I would orcas. It's just what I want to see.
I wail, especially when I don't have my CPAP machine.
Yeah, you howl. There's a lot of nighttime singing going on.
I don't know. It's from me. It's more from you.
Never.
I've had the tuning fork, and you've been out of tune a couple of times. Goodness me. Oh, that's funny. Dave is saying the departure from Seattle is a sight to behold. What a beautiful city. Well, Dave, I can honestly assure you, for us, any departure out of any US port would be absolutely a sight to see.
Can I just say something? I
Yes.
think you might be dreaming.
Oh, really? You sure? I'd be putting it in the pool room. Anthony is saying the Rush family might take a train trip to the Pacific Northwest in May. That'll be awesome.
We'd like to do a train trip. There's some fabulous ones here. We've got the Garn.
Oh, the Garn, yeah. It goes from
The
Adelaide all the way
Garn.
up to Darwin. Then there's the Pacific. Is it
The Indian Pacific. Yeah, some amazing
goes
train
from
trips here.
Sydney to Perth.
Yeah.
Bonnie is saying lots of whales in Alaska on whale watching shore
brilliant.
excursions and just whales alongside the cruise ships. That'd be awesome.
I would be off my tree, Bonnie, if I saw whales. even more off my tree.
I'm glad you clarified that one. Yep. We had dolphins next to the ship, and Ilana had a look out when we were going into New Zealand. I had to almost grab her legs before she fell in to pet the dolphins. Goodness me. Bonnie is saying to David, I've done the sail away from Alaska and from Vancouver. Love both of them.
Mm.
And I tried the sail away from the bathtub, but that didn't work too well.
Your rubber ducky just floated off.
Yeah,
Mm.
down the drain.
Mm. That was a bit sad,
And
wasn't it?
was sad.
Mm.
David is saying, looked at a train trip USA west to east coast for a cruise. Booked a second cruise instead. Very pricey.
Mm.
Yeah. Anthony says it all depends on my mom. If my mom comes up to
Is that South Dakota?
South Dakota from Tennessee, you're good.
How long, Anthony, would that train trip take?
Dave is saying to Bonnie that they are awesome places. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
We used to travel up to, when I was little, Melbourne to Brisbane by train.
So when I was living in South Africa, we did the Johannesburg to Durban trip, but there was one trip I would have loved to have done, which is the Blue Train, which goes from Johannesburg to Cape Town.
Oh, that'd be nice.
And it's an upmarket train, and it's if you look it up, the Blue Train, it's awesome.
Mm.
Some very, very beautiful scenery.
Is it actually painted blue? Is that why it's called the Blue Train?
Yep.
Okay. Very nice.
So Bonnie is saying 1 year she did an Alaskan cruise on her birthday week. During her birthday dinner, there were whales next to the ship.
Beautiful.
Best birthday present ever. Oh, that would have been absolutely awesome.
Oh, that was like on the Sun Princess. You remember a dinner and you could hear people saying there were dolphins or something.
That's right.
And I kept going outside, and they were never like it's on the other side. So I'd go to the other side. Then no, they were back on the. I didn't get to see them.
Anthony said he's going to have a look.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
David is saying great cruise, New York to Quebec.
I think sailing out of New York. Oh, actually, do you know what? Sailing out of anywhere would be brilliant.
Isn't Quebec the other side?
Oh.
Or have I got my atlas incorrect?
Don't know. I can't.
David is saying to Bonnie a pot in the buffet as well. Oh, sorry.
Whales?
Yeah. Oh, my goodness. But Bonnie, I've done Amtrak from my area, West Palm Beach, to Orlando. My 3-hour train trip turned into a 6-hour trip, but that was okay. I was in a roomette.
A roomette. Oh. Who was doing that train trip? Was it Noel Phillips?
Yeah, it was.
And I think he had a roomette.
Yeah, but he
which
was
is not
doing
quite a full room, but
No.
a very narrow. Is that right, Bonnie? Like just a very narrow, just side of the corridor, basically, and with a bunk and pretty much nothing else in it. I think.
I don't know. Let's wait
a roomette.
Dave is going no Quebec, north of New York. Okay, so that would same side of it.
That would
I
be
don't know why-
awkward. Why would? Yeah, you'd have to sail either all the way.
All the way around.
Well, yeah.
John is saying, Bonnie, aren't you getting a new high-speed train down there? That'd be awesome. Instead of going 20 kilometers, it'll go 50. Dave, Bonnie, I was in a smaller roomette. It was called the toilet. Dave, the word is WC. Water closet. Bonnie is saying to David, I've done 2 Canada, New England cruises, but haven't been to Quebec. Was supposed to be in Quebec last October, cruise cancelled. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
John is saying we live on the East Coast, but once we get sick of cruising to warm areas, I'd like to take a cruise from Boston, New York to Canada. Yeah, that'd be nice. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, we'd be happy, honestly, at this stage, just going anywhere
that's right.
because we have been stuck here for pretty much 12 months.
Yeah. Well, we were meant to have a cruise, weren't we?
We were. We would have been able to have said, yes, that we have been on a cruise and we haven't.
Yeah, we had booked for a New Year's Eve cruise on
And the
the
beautiful
Regal
Regal Princess out
Princess.
of Sydney.
Yeah, and thanks to the bloody virus.
Not to be. Not to be.
Anthony is saying it's an 8-hour drive to the Amtrak hub from his location, the 27 hours from Minot, North Dakota to Seattle. That's a good trip.
Right. So that's an 8-hour drive to the train.
Oops.
Okay.
Sorry, he's... Yep.
To leave from my location. And then, it's 20, it's okay. So the train trip is 27 hours. Is that what I'm, yep.
It's a nice trip. Bonnie to John, we already have Brightline train high speed from Miami to West Palm Beach and will be extended to Orlando in a few years. So does that make much of a difference, Bonnie, that trip? John to us, I may be getting tired, but I just saw Skippy turn his head. Yep, he did. He's about five kilometers south of Wheeler-Barroback.
He's getting closer to those vaccines.
Yep, that's right.
He's on a mission.
Yeah, on a mission from God. Oh, sorry, not that movie. Dave to Bonnie, Quebec was awesome. We have to drive Quebec to Montreal, 5 hours, fly Montreal to Denver, then Denver to LA, then LAX to Sydney. 38-hour trip from the time we left the ship.
Ah, piece of cake for us.
Yeah,
come
well,
on.
come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, come on. Melbourne, Sydney, it's halfway there. Dave to John, wait till you see him change the flat tire. Skippy. Okay. John to Bonnie, I'd love to do Disney and then take a train south to Miami for a cruise. Bonnie is saying to John, Virgin Atlantic, Sir Richard was going to buy Brightline. He dropped out of the project. Oh, really? That would have been interesting. Virgin Trains.
I've been on went on a Virgin train in England, London to Manchester. It was actually first class. I had a look at, did a lot of research on the internet before I went, and the Virgin first class was cheaper than just British Rail
Really?
economy class. Yeah, you get beautiful seat, and there's a cart that comes along, a hostess, and steward, who comes along, and yeah, it was lovely.
You know, you can't call flighties here
Why not?
because they get upset.
Flighties?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. What are we supposed to call them?
Flight attendants.
Oh, okay. Flight attendants.
Not flighties.
Cabin crew.
Cabin crew.
Okay.
That's it. John is saying to David he's very talented. Yep, Skippy is very talented.
Can't tell you how many little kids he's saved.
Well, he's saved plenty.
One's fallen down mine shafts and washed up on a beach somewhere
But
and
it's
lost in the bush.
But is it only kids, or is he saved a couple
yes,
of animals as
he has
well?
gone to plane crashes. And
Yeah, that's
all
right.
sorts of things. He and Lassie together would save the world.
That's
I tell
right.
you.
Hey, we need Skippy and Lassie right now. Bonnie to David, I fly from South Florida to New York City and have sailed from Manhattan and from Brooklyn up to Canada, Nova Scotia, and St. John. Anthony is saying, are those
It's Mike's.
fine mics? Okay. what's that in English? They're just mics. We have a company here called Kogan, and Kogan have provided a special. So you get a USB mic and a stand for like $40. So I got two, one for me and one for Her Royal Highness, the Queen of my house.
Am I supposed to say something to
Whatever you
reply
like.
to that?
Dave, Sean and
It's not
Ilana,
true.
what's your bucket list trip? And don't say your next one. Well,
Oh, wow. Do you know what? I couldn't pick one, honestly. I honestly would not be able to pick one place.
no.
I was thinking of this the other day, and I really, no, I've said I'd like to go to Alaska.
Yeah. Actually, I
Um,
wouldn't mind doing a world trip.
Then you don't have to choose something and see everything.
That's right. The only problem is I don't have 100 and whatever days.
Well, do you know what? If we were lucky enough to go on the world trip, we'd be in a position where we would have the days. So I don't know. Do you know what? Tahiti would,
Tahiti?
to me, just appeals.
What about a repositioning from, say, Miami to Melbourne? If that was such a trip.
Well, yeah, because you'd go through all those beautiful places if you could find
Hawaii. Would we go through Hawaii? Was it the other way?
Possibly, I don't know.
It's actually the other
Well,
way.
Miami to Melbourne.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a long way around.
Oh.
Because Hawaii is on the
hang
other
on.
side.
No, it depends which side of. Oh, I don't know. Okay. That's the wrong destination. You wouldn't be able to sail from Miami to Australia then.
Yes, you can. It just takes a very long time.
Okay. Then if we won Tats Lotto, then we'd be able to afford the days. I know. It's all very nice.
Buddy's asking John, or saying to John, you could do Amtrak from Orlando, Disney area to Miami now. It's a slow train and not much scenery, mostly orange groves. Oh, wow. John is saying to Bonnie, have you taken an NCL out of New York? And Dave is saying Bonnie had pumpkin spice coffee on Prince Edward Island at Halloween. Most disgusting coffee ever. Every time I cut my toenails, still tastes it. Revolting. Oh, God.
Pumpkin spice coffee.
Yep. Bamarash is saying they look like Five Fines. That's what I use, and so does a lot of the RV community. Yeah, they're great mics. We need a bit of software. We could have, I could have gone with a mixing board, but to actually utilize the mixing board to get them into the computer would have cost a fair bit. But there's a bit of software that we're using called Loopback, which allows us to put two mics in through a USB and as a single mic. So that's the way we do it. Anthony is saying fine mics, just clarifying. Bonnie is saying to David, I need to be removed from that last plane on a stretcher. Way too long of a trip for me. I'd prefer staying on a cruise ship through the Panama Canal and on to Oz. Absolutely. That's our biggest problem is flying anywhere here. Yeah. It's a minimum of 20 hours, really. Dave, do a transatlantic or reposition a numerous sea days. Yeah, that's that I would love.
I don't know if I'd like the transatlantic. I just think I know sea days. I love sea days. 3 at a stretch after that, because I think how those who've done the transatlantic, how long is it
7
actually?
days.
Is it and with nothing in between?
I think there is one stop or 2 stops. I'm not sure.
Okay.
But it depends on the cruise line. Bonnie says we always drive to Florida 30 hours and have looked in the car, have booked in the car train from Virginia to Florida, but very expensive.
Mm.
Anthony's having a bit of a laugh at David. David is saying to Bonnie, I'm lucky I go brain dead on a plane, something similar to me walking around on land, I guess. Bonnie is saying, I'm not a fan of NCL. I have been on NCL on an Alaskan cruise. I'll stick with Princess. Yeah, I like Princess.
Why, Bonnie? What was it about NCL that you didn't like? Their ships look beautiful.
Yeah, they do.
Um,
And Norwegian as well.
I mean, we have sailed only Princess, but we're not ruling out the possibility. Well, we're going on the Carnival Horizon in 2022, but we certainly don't rule out any other ships. But I'm just interested.
John is saying to Bonnie, problems with other cruise lines is that don't have 24/7 chicken wings. Really? Okay, it's about the chicken wings. Dave is saying Southampton to Miami, first 9 days, sea days, and then 2 to 3 ports. Okay, I was wrong by a couple of days. Bonnie to Dave, good thing I'm not a coffee lover. I prefer tea. Haven't made it to PE yet. PEI. I don't get that. But then that's destined for more important people other than me.
I don't know what it is either.
No.
So.
Well, folks, we've actually surpassed our hour. Let's see what else, what other comments are out there.
Yeah, a lot of people say that Princess is the best line for Alaska cruising.
Yeah. David is saying to Bonnie, I would suck the backside out of a low-flying duck through a tennis racket before I drank my coffee again. Okay.
Well, when you do that, can we come and watch?
Now, wait a minute. Dave, you realize you are an essential worker then? Because you do it through a tennis racket?
There's your work permit.
There's
right
your
there.
work permit. I like NCL, but would probably take Princess to Alaska, says John. Bonnie is saying, I used to cruise NCL often, but the last cruise, the customer service wasn't great and they didn't get the best docking spots.
Okay.
John is asking us, do you have somewhere to go?
In a word,
I'm shutting up.
we're still on lockdown officially till midnight, so no.
Yeah. David is saying 30 love. Yeah, good on you, Dave. Thank
Prince
you, Bonnie.
Edward Island.
Prince Edward Island, thank you.
Anne of Green Gables.
Yep. Anthony's asking, anyone got a duck and tennis racket? That's beautiful. Oops. I typed got twice. That's all right. We can handle it. The human eye can miss the doubled up word.
It's that drink again.
Yeah, it's that drink. Where is that drink?
I don't know. Mine's empty.
So is mine.
Oh, dear.
Oh, well, cheers.
Cheers. How invisible.
It's almost like our invisible hats. And Britta, what was that? Was that Fifi Le Pew?
Yes. It was a very good vintage.
It was a very good vintage.
The invisible grapes from the south side of the mountain, picked by the monks at 3:30 a.m. precisely.
Would you believe? 2 cats and a dog. Yeah, right. Okay. Bonnie is asking Barman, don't have either. No duck, no tennis racket, and no coffee too.
Oh, dear.
Oh, dear. What a letdown. David, I'm standing on the hill. I have my own tennis racket. Send the duck my way already.
Hang on, we'll get Skippy to send one over. Skip, start cycling backwards now.
What's that, Skip? John to Bonnie, NCL is popular from New York, Boston. We like to drive to ports, so we have done NCL a lot. We are thinking of doing a Carnival cruise in the next couple of years. Well, you're on our
well,
cruise,
you are.
so you better stay on our cruise, and we'll get Bonnie to join us on our cruise, and everybody will have some fun. Bonnie, Ilana, exactly. Anne of Green Gables, Charlottetown, Prince Edward Island.
Oh, that was one of my favourite series. I loved the book too as a child, but when the series came with Colleen Dewhurst, I can't remember the name of the girl who played Anne. Beautiful.
Oh, well, another day, another 50 cents. Well, I think it's time we called it a night.
No, really?
We've been on for an hour and 16 minutes.
Okay.
Time flies when you're having fun,
It does indeed.
especially when you've got Dave and Bonnie on board.
Dear. Well, and everybody else, of course.
Yes, of course, and John and Dave is saying, "I'm seriously going to have to turn up to this cruise." Yes, you do.
I think you seriously do.
You absolutely. Is the Pope a Catholic, Dave? Does the microwave? Dave says, "Can I leave my liver at home?" Asking for a friend. Well, your choice. You can either bring it along or leave it at home. Don't mind.
I'd like your friend to come along.
Coming to John Island, Florida cruises with Carnival, NCL, Royal Caribbean, Princess and Hell, and a few other cruise lines too. Have you been on the what's it, Barbados? Was that the one?
What was that? The one? What?
There was a cruise line that had 2 ships and went down to 1. Is it Barbados?
I don't know.
John, to us, we still have a couple of hours to go. Oh, sorry, John.
Oh, sorry. We have to.
Yeah,
we're keeping until he goes to work.
Yes, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, midnight. No, 11. 11 our time. Anthony, does a bear poop in the woods? Yeah. Thanks for that, Anthony. I like that one. David is saying, "Night, guys. Entertaining as always." Thank you, Dave. Oh, you want to keep going, do you?
I'm talking to Dave.
Oh, you want Dave to stay? You want me to go and Dave to stay?
You can stay too.
Bloody hell.
Well, do we have any? We've got nowhere to go.
All right. We've got nowhere to go. So we'll stay for a bit. So we've lost one. Oh, well. Let's stay for a bit. Okay. So, unless Dave's busy looking at the microwave.
Oh, it could be, yeah. Could be ding-dinging now. I've got ding-dongs and dingle-dangles tonight, haven't I?
Yeah, you have.
Ah, yes.
What are you thinking?
I don't know. Brass monkeys, all that sort of stuff.
It's been one of those days. Oh, well.
Harmless Paradise is right near me. Oh, is that a
hang on, before I get to Dave. Yeah, it's right near me. I haven't been there. 2 ships to the Nassau and Freeport. Yep. I think they've got 1 now. One of them they sold 1. The other one to keep them afloat. Dave is going, hand on, bing, bing, bing.
Oh, don't tell us where your hand is.
Don't get personal, Dave.
I hope you're going to sanitize after that. With your hand on bing, bing, bing.
At least he doesn't have to wear a glove.
Well, the way he walks in the supermarket aisle, I think he might need to wear a glove if that's what he does.
Wee Willy Wonka. Oh, sorry, Dave. I was just thinking aloud. That's all. Anthony is saying it's early morning in the States. I doubt you're stepping out on anyone here. So I'm going to have to sort my son out.
No, that's not the issue.
Yeah. Let me just.
Yeah, where's Heather? Heather's disappeared. There is a mod here. There is a wrench.
Snoozing.
There's a wrench in the house.
Did you say wrench or wench?
Well, obviously, not obviously, but apparently, there's a wrench in the house, which is what I'm typing right now. There we go.
Just putting a message out to my son to tell him we're on a live stream. And check us out on Facebook.
Oh,
or YouTube.
As long as he doesn't write what he wants to say. Oh no, she's just watching. Heather's always awake.
Heather doesn't sleep.
When I open,
Heather is like Kenny. The two of them don't sleep. Ford man here. Yeah.
Oh, they did get rid of one ship. Okay. She is watching. Okay. What are you? Oh, okay. You're writing a whole novel.
I'm just telling Dave why I haven't rung him yet.
A beer. Oh, okay. Anthony's placed an order for a beer wench. You'll have to go to October.
Yeah, John was asking where's Heather, and then Bonnie is saying, "True, Sean, they got rid of one ship." Thank you. Ilana had to say there's a wrench in the house.
Yeah.
I mean a wench.
Oh, no.
Heather, no, she's just watching.
Heather's asking what is sleep. See, I can read her
you can read
her
ahead.
language.
Anthony's saying if it's a beer wench, please place an order for me. Yeah.
What beer would you drink if you placed an order?
What is Kaslipa? Yeah, okay.
Silent.
Well, there's a new name coming in there. Graham
Graham.
Patterson. G'day, buddy. How are you? Nice to see you on board. Graham apparently is from Scotland, if I'm not mistaken. Would that be correct, Graham? Bonnie is saying to Barmer, I saw a beer right next to our store, our shore excursion bus in Skagway. It did come out of the woods.
Oh, was it wiping its backside as it came out?
Well, we got a kangaroo on the back, so that's cool.
Do you get Anthony? Are there bears where you are? I'm sorry, excuse my ignorance. I really, I don't know really anything about where bears are and all that sort of thing in the States.
There's a bear in there.
Bears.
That was okay. John is saying g'day to Graham, and Anthony is saying g'day to Graham. How are you, buddy? And yep, that's all we've got at the moment. Oh, there we go. And Graham is saying yes, 11 hours ahead of you.
Oh, not the Nor.
Not 11 hours ahead of us. You're behind us because we are in Australia. We're in Melbourne, Australia. So we are
Wednesday night at 9:24 p.m.
Yep.
right now.
Yep. And Graham is saying g'day to John and Anthony. Anthony is saying we get few straggling bears, but not much of a population. Okay. So you're in South Dakota. How close? How far away from? Excuse my ignorance, but how far away from the Canadian border? How many states away? See, we're getting I like this because we get a U.S. history. We get a history of
it's
around the world.
fabulous, yes.
Now,
Geography,
Graham,
history.
whereabouts in Scotland are you? Are you in Edinburgh or Glasgow? Or am I swearing at both?
Graham, I've been to Scotland and I think it is absolutely gorgeous. Did a little trip there a number of years ago from Winchester.
Bonnie is saying bears are everywhere in the States, maybe not Hawaii. Troublemaker bears in Florida. Yeah, okay. It depends who the bear is.
Well, that's one thing we don't have here. People call koalas bears, but they're not bears.
Yeah, they're not bears.
We don't say koala bears. They are just koalas.
Actually, there was a guy by the name of Ostentatious. He put out, it was about 20 years ago, he put out an album. It was like a poem. And he was talking about how does a koala bear? And that was just part of the poem. He put a whole lot of different sayings in there. If you guys get an opportunity, have a listen. jump onto Google and look for ostentatious.
I don't think they'd understand a word he says.
No, that's true because it's all Australianisms.
Real Aussie stuff.
Yeah.
Near Aberdeen. Beautiful.
Okay, let me see where I'm. Okay, so from Aberdeen. Oh, very nice. Terrible Scottish accent I've got there, but hey, welcome aboard, buddy. It's nice to have you on board. One state away from the Canadian border on southwest of Winnipeg. Oh, that's cool.
Geez, I didn't even know that that's where. I didn't realise that Dakota was up north.
Up that high.
Yeah, no idea. Wow.
Graham is saying all good here to Balmarash. And Bonnie is saying that Sean Balmarash would have to drive from South Dakota up through North Dakota and then you're at the Canadian border. Thank you for that lesson there, Bonnie. I didn't realize that Dakota was split into two states. Is it that big that it needs two states?
I'm going to look at a map of North America.
Mm-hmm.
Because I sound like a right old ignoramus.
No comment.
And I don't want to be.
I love you too, honey. No comment though.
Okay, thank you. Map of North America. And then I can actually picture where everybody is.
So you're busy picturing where everybody is?
I am.
Mm-hmm.
When I open it up and have a look, there we go.
So Bonnie's on the other side of Florida to where Heather is.
I know where Bonnie is. Okay, oh, there we go. Right. Oh, okay. North Dakota next to yours. Oh, hang on. South Dakota. Okay, you've got Wyoming on one side, Nebraska down to your south. You've got Iowa. Oh, Minnesota's not a long one going down. Yep, down the border of North and South Dakota. Okay. Right.
So Anthony has said
Colorado.
to Bonnie, I told a buddy that was moving to Florida that there were bears there and he would not believe me. Bonnie is saying to Balmarash is near Mount Rushmore area. Oh, okay. I know exactly where Mount Rushmore is. Not. But thank you, Bonnie. I will learn. So
It's got the capitals, but I can't quite see what the capital city is there.
I want to know
I can't read it. It's just fuzzy.
What actually got the presidents to have their heads on the mountain? How were they lucky enough to get their heads put onto the mountain? Anthony is telling us to look up Custer,
okay.
South Dakota.
Is that named after the general? Custer.
Bonnie is saying
South Dakota.
to Anthony, I need lots of raccoons and I see lots of raccoons and opossums near me. The bears are a bit north of where I live. So you get those possums as well, huh?
I can see there's a Custer State Park. Oh, it looks very pretty.
Yeah?
Home to abundant wildlife and adventure. Biking. Oh, it's just skipped now. Camping, hiking. Beautiful. Black Hills. Oh, here we go. Black Hills and Badlands. Badlands. Okay. Yep.
Why
South
they called
Dakota.
Badlands?
Bison. Fantastic. Fishing. Campgrounds. Oh, there's the bison. Oh, it looks beautiful. Bison. Wildlife Loop Road. Gorgeous. You get coyotes, new prairie dogs, river otters, cougars.
So Bonnie's asking Graham, how's life in Scotland?
Pesky older women looking for younger men.
Cougars. I married a cougar.
Well, technically, I suppose,
Yeah.
if you were to say Cougar's an older woman, even though it's a matter of what,
11 months. or
11
2
months
weeks.
and 2 weeks.
But who's counting?
Yes. Anthony, it really looks gorgeous.
Bonnie is saying the possums in Australia are cuter than the ones I see. Giant rats with. No, ours are not cute.
I read it as feral burritos. Sorry, feral burros.
No, okay.
Burritos going feral.
Anthony's
Boris.
having a giggle at your statement.
Oh, sorry, I'm too busy looking at this now.
Oh, well.
Okay, raccoons, opossums.
Yeah. Raccoons
Bears.
and possums.
And no opossums. We have possums. They have opossums.
What's an opossum?
I don't know.
Is it any different to a possum? No.
Yes, our opossums are well, no, that's something. There are two types of possums. There's the ringtail.
Yep.
And there's the second type of possum.
There's the ringtail and the one without the ringtail. Okay, Graham is saying lots of snow here, but there's a thaw on the way. Hey, Graham, are you getting the same bad weather that the US is copying, or is yours just naturally lots of snow? I have a karate instructor that lives in Glasgow.
Uh-huh. Well, I've got friends in Stirling. We've got a beautiful old castle in Stirling.
You know, if you're really interested, we could go to a place called Galway. Oh, that's Ireland. But in Galway, they have a really nice port.
A port is in a ship port or a drinking port?
Alcoholic.
Oh. You know that's...
It's called Galway Pipe.
Oh, okay. But you know that's not going to appeal to me at all.
No, it's not. But it's going to appeal to me.
Well, we can go there. No excuse. We don't need port as an excuse.
Well, in a fashion, we do need a port.
Well, a port of call.
That's bad. That's correct.
I'm in Scotland now. I just want to. Oh, Pizza Hut. No. Okay. Sorry. It's just jumping around. Okay, you're on that side of. Okay, that's where Aberdeen is.
Aberdeen.
It's way up there.
Yep. Oh well.
On the east coast, north of Dundee.
Bonnie's saying to Graham, no snow in Florida, but the rest of the US is having a deep freeze and snow. Even in Texas, they really get snow. Texas would be like south, almost the next, right on the border of Mexico. Would that be right? Anthony is saying an American joke. Why did the chicken cross the road? Simple answer, to get to the other side.
Oh hi, not to the new, not to the new. I dinner can understand you, laddie. That accent?
Aye. That's the wee accent.
Oh.
You wee little lassie.
Okay.
Shut up, Sean.
I think I'll shut up too.
Yeah.
Okay.
At least our Scottish accent is better than our New Zealand accent.
I want to find out why the chicken did cross the road.
Okay. Why did I get it wrong? Graham's having a giggle at you and me. John, why did the Roo hop across the road? To get the vaccines. Don't you know anything? Yeah, Bonnie also agreed with me to get to the other side.
Because the chicken was chasing it?
That's why the Roo crossed the road.
I'm just putting it out there. I don't know. Why? Is this a philosophical? This could be a philosophical question.
Philosophical. I want to know, how many psychologists does it take to change a light bulb?
Well, I know the answer to this one.
Oh boy. Are we having fun? Anthony is saying to prove to the opossum it could be done.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Okay.
Do you not have little opossum underground little tunnels under the road so they don't get squished?
Bonnie is saying to you that you sounded like Scotty from Star Trek.
Ooh, of course.
Yeah, Bonnie, you don't know what a joke that is because Ilana
Right.
does not watch Star Trek. She couldn't even spell Star Trek. She'd think it's got a K in it.
Okay, yes, correct. I do know. Yes, I have seen Star Trek. I do want to turn the ladder.
John is saying one to hold the bulb and two more to turn the ladder. Nope.
Come on, well.
Well, you only need one to change the light bulb, but the light bulb's got to want to change. Bonnie, to keep from becoming chicken stew. Yeah, that's about right.
Because Colonel Sanders was chasing it? I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. Okay. So we've gone from talking about cruising to being bad comedians.
To very bad.
Yeah.
Never claimed to be one anyway.
Life is fun.
Yes, it can be. It can be. You've got to laugh. You have to laugh.
Graham is saying, having a giggle at John.
Graham, I just washed my kilt and I can't do a fling with it.
So Graham, let me ask you a question. What clan are ye, laddie? Or is that a rude question? Should I ask that question or shouldn't I?
I don't know. Oh, would it? Is it a? Don't know if it would be considered a rude question.
Well, the way you hear some of these people having a go at each other.
Oh dear, I think my kilt jokes really killed the conversation.
Yeah, I know.
I'm sorry.
Oh, wait a minute, the numbers are dropping severely.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Let's put Heather to sleep.
Oh, okay.
I can hear her snoring from here.
Oh, is that one? I actually thought it was an earth tremor. I was wondering about that. He doesn't know, Graham doesn't know. Oh, someone's laughing. Oh.
Bonnie's having a giggle. Graham is saying, don't think I have one. Okay. Just a question, that's all. Graham, were you born and bred in Aberdeen or were you an import?
We were just talking about Edinburgh just yesterday because we were watching. There was a program about Edinburgh Castle.
Oh, that's right.
And I was telling Sean about that we would love to go and see the military tattoo one year.
Oh, Heather's just given me a serve. Oh my God, no case sleeping. Yeah, okay. Bonnie, how did you get that kangaroo on the bicycle wearing a helmet?
Well, first of all, the helmet wasn't the issue because you can't ride a bicycle without one. It was actually getting the kangaroo on the bicycle.
Well, I nailed its left foot to the left pedal and the right foot to the right pedal. He didn't know where to go except for pedal.
Did you use Gorilla Glue?
I used Gorilla Glue.
Oh, no, kangaroo glue.
Graham is saying, yeah, he's an Aberdenian from birth.
Ah.
Heather's saying that I can't read. What? That? You're right, I can't read. Yeah.
I
That's fun.
sometimes wonder.
What, that I can read or not? Well, you already know that I can't spell.
Oh, okay. So no, okay.
And I can't write either. I'm just wondering what else I can do.
You can do everything very well.
Next time, say it with more feeling.
I'll practice. Give me a week.
A week. You've got until Saturday.
Okay. Right. Sure. Better get cracking then.
Yeah. We'll crack the whip. Anthony is saying, American joke. A couple of neighbors are hanging out and drinking beer and see a dog licking itself. And one neighbor says to the other, I wish I could do that. The other says, better not, he'll bite you. That's gorgeous. Actually, true story.
Oh dear. That triggers a true story.
It does. In Australia, they're very close friends. They've been friends since they were kids, over 20 years. And they went camping out bush, and a snake went and bit one of them. And they had a falling out after that because the one where the snake had bitten the one of them, it had bitten them in the groin. And the friendship broke over the fact that the friend would not suck the poison out of where the bite was. We don't suck the poison out of a snake bite anymore. But I'll tell you what a way to break up a friendship. John's having a good old giggle, and Graham is having a giggle too at Anthony's joke. Yep. That's what I like about Humpday.
Yeah, and it's time of the night.
Yep. You know what?
We can say things that we can't normally say on our Saturday afternoon show.
Yep.
Oh, is it that time of the year already, Bonnie? Oh, gosh.
And where are we?
Purim.
Yep. Bonnie, are you guys getting ready for Purim? I've already had a few.
Have you?
Hamantaschen.
Purim.
You know what? Actually, it's next month. March.
Are you getting in early, Bonnie?
She is.
No, we don't.
But she's talking about the Hamantaschen.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. I personally don't like it.
Okay, for those who don't know, Hamantaschen is a triangular shaped biscuit, not a biscuit, but like a pastry. Small little triangle.
And they can be filled with
they can be filled with poppy
seeds or
jam or.
No, 25th of February.
Oh, that's soon. Oh well.
So yeah. So in answer, no, Bonnie, we're not. I haven't got a costume.
We've got Skippy's costume.
Well, you can wear it. You can recreate that picture.
Do you think I'd be bouncing around like that?
Well, you're not what would be bouncing on a bicycle? Oh, no answer. Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to shut up.
Yeah.
All right.
Do we have an Australian joke that we could tell? I think we've had some American jokes. Do you know any good Aussie jokes? Really?
Dave would.
Really good. Oh, shame it's not. Oh, it's a shame Dave's gone. He went at the wrong time.
Yeah, he did.
He'd be a source of some good Aussie jokes.
Bonnie is saying I just like Hamantaschen, prune Hamantaschen. Oh, that'd be awesome. Prune ones.
What?
Prune Hamantaschen.
Prune?
Yeah.
That'd get you moving.
Yep.
I've never heard of prune ones. Oh.
Queen Esther.
Yep.
And then that boo his name. I'm not going to mention it. Dan Andrews. No, I won't mention it. Can't mention his name. Voldemort, that's it.
Oh, yep.
That cruise is certainly looking good.
It is. I'm just looking at some Aussie jokes.
Yeah. Let me do this. I actually want to call it a night. We'll be back on Saturday afternoon or Friday evening on the other side of the pond, back at 10 p.m. for our live stream, which equates to 2 p.m. Saturday afternoon Melbourne time. Folks, we absolutely look forward to seeing you coming on board and joining us. It's about time I hit the hay. Got an early start in the morning. So we will catch you later. And
John's ready for work now. So
yep. Have an awesome night, day, morning, whatever it is on your side of the world.
Thanks for dropping by.
And thanks for dropping
Lovely
by
to see you
and
all.
joining us. Take care.
Bye now.
Have a good night.
Have a good